the thing. I don't remember Republicans running in the midterm elections saying that they're going to be the best investigators that the American people have ever seen. I don't remember them running campaign ads saying we're going to kick off Democrats from congressional committees if you put us in power. I don't remember any of those things being central theses to the rationale to elect a Republican. And you know this because you ran the RNC. Yeah. So you understand how important campaigning and then getting something done is. When I see Republicans go out there, and the first impression they had was complete chaos with even trying to elect the Speaker of the House. The second impression is taking members off committees who did nothing wrong. Their only felony seems to be they told the truth about the Republican Party, and they can't get anything done on the economy, on inflation, on gas prices, on the laundry list of things that they said they would get done if they were elected. They have no answer for now, so they're going to put on this charade. It's really a reality TV publicity stunt spectacle, whether it's their sham investigations or these stunts right now kicking members off committees. What I don't get about this, though, is when you try to silence somebody, when you try to cancel somebody, you end up empowering them. People like Adam Schiff, Eric Swalwell, Ilhan Omar, they're going to be even more powerful and more important and visible because now they're going to have some free time on their hands when they're not on committees to go and make Kevin McCarthy's life miserable.
So Mara, actually, Kurt raises a very good point. So what do you do with a problem like Marjorie, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene's back on committee. She's been allowed back on. Here's what she's been doing with that very important job.
Can you tell me how much COVID cash went to CRT?
CRT?
Critical race theory in education. It's a racist curriculum used to teach children that somehow their white skin is not equal to black skin and other things. In Illinois, they received $5.1 billion at an elementary school there that used it for equity and diversity.
So everybody understands $5.1 billion for an elementary school.
Must be next school.
Now, in her defense, her communications director told Newsweek she misspoke and that she was referring to the entire Illinois school system, though there is, of course, zero proof of any of that money being used for CRT. So Mara, this is who Kevin McCarthy wanted by his side. This is who Kevin McCarthy elevated to a position of not just authority with the committee, but literally authority and seniority within the party. What do moments like this say to you? You've worked for a speaker. Mm-hmm. You've worked for a member on the Republican side. I mean, when you assess this, how do you see it?
I won't sit here and even try to defend Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's not what I'm here to do. I won't do that for anyone. But
you may need that $5 billion to do that, right?
Even then. But what I would say is that the committees should be set up where members are elected or assigned by their own party. That is how the system works. Right. And for a majority to usurp the will of the other party is not productive. In any case, we watched it happen when then Speaker Pelosi did it to Marjorie Taylor Greene and brought that vote before the House without having a full ethics investigation. We have procedures in place to protect the integrity of the institution. And I think that's important. Again, I'm not saying that I think that she needs to be on these committees, but if that's the decision that the conference made and her constituents elected her.
So let's take your point and just go a little bit further with it. And I agree with that. The committee, the speaker, should be able to put people, in this party where he wants them. So you're telling me there was nobody else who could take the committee chair that she's gotten? I mean, that's the thing, what we're looking at. It's not that Marjorie Taylor Greene shouldn't have a committee. Mm-hmm. It's like, why are you taking someone who you know has that level of intellect with respect to the job, right? Mm-hmm. And put them in that kind of position. I don't think anybody begrudges, okay, she's a member of Congress. But shouldn't you sort of look at the totality of the caucus and go, how do we move forward so that we don't make a fool of ourselves?
You absolutely should. And that's upon the party leaders. Right. It's upon the members of the conference. Just like in the scenario with Representative Ilhan Omar, her colleagues elected her to be on that committee, whether you agree with it or not. Similar with Marjorie Taylor Greene, whether you agree with it or not. Right. Her conference put her in that position, and that was their decision. That's the will of the majority or minority. And, you don't have to agree with it, but
that's the way the system works.
You can't deny it. That's how the system works.
All right, so let's take that working a little bit further. You've got Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, who had this to say on the floor yesterday.
Gun-free zones are the most dangerous places in our country. The Second Amendment is absolute, and it's here to stay. A recent report states that Americans own 46% of the world's guns. I think we need to get our numbers up, boys and girls.
So what she fails to understand is that the U.S. makes up 4% of the world's population. That the other 54% is everybody else. Yeah. So how do we begin to make sense of this and have conversations around important issues like gun legislation, like criminal justice reform, when members of Congress just can't get the basic facts right? And instead of reaching for and lunging for the political opportunity to own the other side, whether it's Democrats owning Republicans or Republicans owning Democrats, the American people are sitting back watching this. And so issues like guns and other things don't get really addressed.
Right. Right. Well, I think, honestly, the answer, and this is going to sound partisan, but the answer is elect more Democrats if you want stuff done on gun reform, if you want stuff done on criminal justice, if you want stuff done on racial inequities and equality in America and police reform. Because it's not that both sides can't get their facts straight. Right. It's that one side has decided to surrender their entire ideological high ground to a bunch of lunatic, moronic, misinformed, conspiracy-driven idiots, and they're letting them drive the ship. The reason why Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the Homeland Security Committee and the Oversight Committee, the reason why Lauren Boebert is out there having this outsized impact, because they successfully held the Speaker of the House hostage so that he could become Speaker, the weakest Speaker that we've ever had in American history, by the way. And they're letting the inmates run the asylum. You can't have an honest intellectual conversation with people who believe that there are things that like Jewish space lasers out there, man. Right. That's just not going to happen. So the answer ultimately is, if you want more stuff done on the problems that really matter, if you want to stop mass shootings, if you want to stop school shootings, you got to elect more Democrats, because we're the only party that has actually stepped forward and say we will do stuff on it. We got to have the numbers.